morning, friends. All of you are welcome here in the panel discussion of Marwadis in Bengal. And this is a great opportunity given to us by the Save Bengal platform, where we can now speak on a very relevant topic, that what is the contribution of Marwadis in Bengal, what they have done for it. And in the recent past, about some weeks back, we had a very derogatory remark from a representative of the state government regarding Marwadis in Bengal. And it saw very great opposition amongst the Marwadis, but later on they took it very sportingly, and all of them unitedly said we will not make it a big fanfare because there was an apology which was furnished by the state. So we have here with us today Madam Snigdha Roy and Mr. Anirban Niyogi with us. And they are very, very prolific speakers in their fields, and they'll be giving their ideas and views on this topic to us. So we will start with Madam Snigdha Roy, and I'm very delighted that she is with us here today. She is in Delhi now, and in the most premium locality, which is called Chittaranjan Park, which is called a mini Bengal in Delhi. She is heading it as the vice president for the past 6 years. So who can throw a better light on this? Because she's born and brought up in Bengal. She has been interacting with so many Marwadis, and she has been so much active culturally in so many different platforms. She has been interviewed by Zee TV, Aaj Tak. She has represented so many social forums. So actually, we are very lucky that she'll be joining us today from Delhi today to speak on maybe the contributions of the Marwadis in the past, because when we want to see the future, the key lies to the past. So ma'am, would you like to enlighten us the history of Marwadis in Bengal?
Thank you, Pragya, so much for inviting me and giving me this opportunity here. And of course, a big thank you to Save Bengal platform also. I just heard you saying, and I was actually shell-shocked when I heard that somebody from the ruling party had passed a comment which is very derogatory. And I said shell-shocked because probably this is the ignorance of some people who do not know the contribution and the link between the Marwadis and the Bengalis in Bengal. And as you just given me the opportunity to just put some light on the, of course, the future and the past. So I will go by the past first, because anything that starts should be from the past, because history speaks for itself and it sets the pitches for the future too. So I'll just, very brief overlooking, how Marwaris came into the Bengal scenario. And Marwar is a place, in Rajasthan, a very small place in Rajasthan. And people belonging to Marwar is known to be as Marwaris. And you will be actually startled to know that this Marwari root is in Bengal could be traced back to the 18th century. This is such a brilliant history of Marwaris in Bengal. I think over 200 years, it's pre-independence, Marwaris came into Bengal. And a little history, I will just say so that, people may like it, like to know, especially, the future generation and the generation right now, the youngsters, maybe they're not aware of this little fact that I would just, very short, I will try to be. These Marwaris came in the 18th century, and the first, cotton mills was established in Bengal by the Birlas. And this all happened in way back, Battle of Plassey, Polashi Juddho, what you know, where Bengalis term it as, and way back in 1797, 1797 সনে এই যুদ্ধটি হয় পলাশীর মুখে, এবং যেখানে আমাদের Nawab of Bengal, Sirajuddaula, loses unfortunately to the British. And this is the point when the Marwaris come into the scenario of Bengal. The British on their own, they were happy, they had come in with the East India Company floating their business into it. And it's from there that the Marwaris took up from them. They were into export and import, and the Marwaris took it up from them as the sole distributors for West Bengal. So I just wanted to enlighten people that, you see, Marwaris had been a part of Bengal ever since 18th century. It's not just yesterday's talk. So people may not know, and they just may pass on such statements without knowing the fact that Marwaris had been an integral part of Bengal, and they almost coexisted. You know, they coexist even till today. You cannot deny this. There is a good population of Marwaris. If I'm not mistaken, there are about 12 lakhs. I don't know what's the updated figure. In the 2.5 million, it's 12 lakhs of Marwaris staying in Bengal. So it is not just a very brief history or a very this thing. Even if you take it up, in the when they came in the 1840, that was the en masse entry of the Marwaris into Bengal, and they actually participated in the politics of Bengal, in the growth of Bengal's entry in every way. So their participation was just not limited to coming into and doing business and going out. They stayed there. I have friends still there who speak Bengali fluently, much better than me, much better being a Bengali. They are more a Bengali than me. The Marwaris are more of a Bengali. They coexist. They even sing Robindra Sangeet. That is the cultural aspect I want to bring forward. Maybe when we discuss it further, we can go a bit away from their contribution. So, in every field, I found the Marwaris to be very participating in almost every event of Bengal, starting from the business to the culture to the politics. There was a time where I remember when I was in Bengal, and Mr. Jyoti Basu was the CM of Bengal, and joke में हम लोग कहते थे कि बांग्लार CPM এর M টা হচ্ছে for Marwaris. So that is the link, and this is I am keeping on emphasizing this because these remarks that come up is a narrative that no Bengali will actually purchase from whosoever it comes from. Even if it comes from my own house, probably I'll not take it. So that is my feel about it. Maybe during the discussions,
this was
more historical and other aspects. Yes,
this was a very good narrative that you have given us, and it is a very known saying कि जिस चिड़िया का इतिहास नहीं लिखा जाता है फिर शिकारी ही फेमस होते हैं. So you were told us about the history of Marwadis. That was very nice. And if you could hear more from Anirban Da, he's been staying in Bengal and working for 35 long years for the prosperity and unity of Hindus in Bengal. He's a faculty member at Jain Vidyalaya. He's also edited a magazine, Bengali magazine, which is called Trikud. So আমরা খুবই ডিলাইটেড আছি কি আপনি আমাদের সাথে আছেন. তো যদি আপনি আমাদেরকে একটু বলতে পারেন কি মারওয়াড়িদের কি কন্ট্রিবিউশন আছে বেঙ্গলের উত্থানে, তো এটা খুবই ভালো হবে.
Thank you, Pragya ji, and thank Save Bengal campaign for inviting me. See, when I was going into this issue, so I started learning a bit about the Marwaris. So they are not just businessmen; they are into so many things. If you look into the health sector and the hospitals, the first few hospitals, the Bangur Hospital, the Vishuddhanand Hospital, the Marwari Relief Society, they all set up by the Marwaris, and they catering to the poorest of the poor. If you look into the freedom struggle, the Birla family with Ghanshyam Das Birla and Jamunalal Bajaj, they were very close to Gandhiji. They did all they could do to help Gandhiji with finance and other means. And the third aspect we should not forget is that Marwaris are very religious people, and being religious people, one thing I need to touch is that this organization called the Gita Press was set up by somebody called Mr. Hanuman Prasad Poddar, a very pious person. And today also Gita Press publishes religious books at the lowest of price. I mean, I don't think you will get a religious book at a price lower than this. So Marwaris have been doing a lot for this society, and especially if you go into the religious aspect, They've set up temples, etc. I think
Yeah.
others will be
So
in the way.
Snigdha ma'am,
I just here I felt like just a little more brief on this religious aspect that Anirbanda was talking about. Every second mandir in Bengal, not only Calcutta, in Bengal, you can literally say by the name of Birlas and the Tatas and the Goenkas, you know, and so they are highly religious minded people, and they never ever thought that the Bengali community is a different community or who's practicing something different. In fact, even the movement that was with the Arya Samaj Mandir, you know, Arya Samaj section, it was started by none other than the Marwaris of the Marwaris house of the Ghanshyam Das ji. So uh, it is just not that, you know, the Jain temples, the Arya Samaj movement. The Marwaris have contributed immensely to the religious aspect. Even, you know, with the religious institutions, you can even take up the educational sector, whereby, you know, again, Marwaris have contributed a lot. Number of schools and colleges were there in Calcutta and even in the suburbs way back to 1920s and 30s. They have started from the religious point of view. If you look at it, even their schools have imparted education on religion, and very, very impartial education point of religion, where they had never ever talked about any other religion, good or bad about a religion, but in the true sense, they have contributed to the educational field in connection with religion. Even the Marwari, you know, society, relief society, if we remember, during the great famine that took place in 1943, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the Marwari Relief Society had a huge contribution in saving people from this distress and this what situation one can imagine those who have gone through or probably have not lived itself. That great famine was such a disaster for the India, like we are going through COVID. It is almost a similar situation then. And famine, as you know, is where people don't even get relief, bare relief of a cup of chawal or this thing, dal. And
so
Marwari Relief Society had gone out all and all.
So I would like to add here is that Marwadis actually got up from Rajasthan and Haryana and traveled more to Calcutta and Mumbai. So most of their contributions were in Calcutta. For maybe the Presidency College is also, so the contribution is very, very vital. And we also need intellectuals in Marwadis themselves to talk about the contribution that is given by Marwadis. But the good thing that we are seeing in Bengal today, that the business community, the Hindu community, everyone is getting under one umbrella. They are understanding the importance of each other in proper growth of Bengal, because everyone wants Bengal to grow as a whole. People want their old Bengal, which was the capital. The Calcutta was the capital during British rule because it was so prosperous. So, if Anirbanda can throw more light on what is the narrative in today's present scenario about any kind of remark that is coming, how the people are looking at it. Are they getting bogged down by such remarks? Are they getting bogged down by any kind of politics that is happening to divide any kind of community? What is your thought on this?
Thank you, Pragya ji. Just before I speak about that, 2 or 3 other areas they contributed are building goshalas, and don't forget the dharmashalas they built. All through the country, the number of dharmashalas Marwaris built, I think will be running into thousands. And lastly, politically also, they were very active in Bengal. One mayor of Kolkata, Ishwar Prasad Jalan, was from the Marwari community, and Marwari community has given a deputy CM to Bengal as well, Mr. Vijay Shankar Nahar. Okay, now coming to the point, Mrs. Pragya ji wants me to speak. This is a very important point, and I think I should explain this in Bengali. Because আমি যেহেতু বাংলায় অনেক বছর ধরে রয়েছি, প্রায় 1987 থেকে 1987 থেকে, এই খেলাটা কিন্তু অনেক পুরনো খেলা। এই খেলাটা আগে কমিউনিস্টরা খেলতো কিরকম, ডিভাইড অ্যান্ড রুল। হুম টু ডিভাইড, কাদের ডিভাইড করা, না বাঙালিদের ডিভাইড করো। কেন না মাইনরিটি ভোট পেলে ইলেকশন জেতা যাবে, মেজরিটি ভোটটাকে ডিভাইড করে দাও তাহলে ইলেকশন জেতা যাবে। তো নাথিং নিউ। আবার এই খেলাটা এখন নতুন ভাবে খেলছে, দ্যাট রিমার্ক ইন রিপাবলিক টিভি ইজ নাথিং নিউ। মানে ওরা কোনো একটা এই প্ল্যানিং এ খেলছে যে ডিভাইড দ্য হিন্দু কমিউনিটি, ডিভাইড the Hindus into Marwaris, into Biharis, into UP Walas, into Bengalis. And when you divide the Hindu community, the minority vote if you can catch, you will win the election. So এই আইডিয়া থেকে এই জিনিসটা হচ্ছে, কিন্তু কারা করছে বুঝতে হবে। These are enemies of the nation, enemies of the Hindus are the enemies of the nation. They are doing it. So we have to be aware of this. But one thing I need to say that যে এখন বাঙালিরা সে আগের মতো নেই, কমিউনিস্ট যুগের বাঙালিরা নেই, তাদের চোখ খুলে গেছে, তারা বুঝতে পারছে যে ডিভাইড করার যে পলিসি এবং অল ইন্ডিয়াতে পলিটিক্যাল সিনারিও এত চেঞ্জ হয়ে গেছে যে এখন আর বোকা বানানো যাচ্ছে না। বেঙ্গলিজ আর ভেরি ক্লোজ টু মারওয়ারিজ, ভেরি ক্লোজ টু বিহারিজ, এভরিবডি। আর তার থেকে বড় কথা হলো যারা এইসব চালাকিগুলো করে উইথ আ নিউ গ্রুপ কামিং আপ কল বাংলা পক্ষ এক্সেট্রা, তো তারা এটা বলে না যে বাঙালিদের সবচেয়ে বড় শত্রু কারা, কারা বাঙালিদের বাংলাদেশ থেকে তাড়িয়েছিল, কারা অত্যাচার করেছিল, কারা ভিটে মাটি ছাড়া করেছিল, কারা তাদের জায়গা নিয়ে নিয়েছিল, কারা হত্যা করেছিল, কারা ট্রেনের পর ট্রেন আর লাশ পাঠিয়ে দিয়েছিল, এইটাকে তারা লুকিয়ে রাখে। তো যদি এইসব চালাকি করতে আরম্ভ করে তো আমরাও এগুলো তুলে ধরবো, আর আমাদের এইসব তুলে ধরার বিষয় আছে। আর লাস্টলি I'll be finish up with a joke, I think. So when I was young, I used to hear a joke that when Neil Armstrong went to the moon, so he landed on the moon thinking that he was the first person to land on the moon. And when he walked out of his rocket analysis, saw two people waiting there, and there was one Punjabi and one Marwari with a glass full of water, and one Punjabi with a plate of food. So Marwaris, Punjabis, Gujaratis have been going places for years, nothing new. This is one country, not because the British made it one country or it became one country after 1947. It is one country because it has one culture. For thousands of years, we have one culture. So everybody will go to every state, but culturally we are one. So no method or no methodology to divide Hindus will succeed in Bengal in future. Thank you.
Yes, this is very true. कि आजकल আমরা একটা বাতাস দেখছি that all the people have decided that they will think and then react. So they have become thinkers and they are taking every aspect in a positive way. And this is very true that we cannot even think Bengal without Marwaris, because the business community has contributed so much in all fields, be it hospitals, be it religious institutes, be it mandirs, and today also in the COVID times, we see that so many NGOs which are helping people with different kinds of support systems, be it free ration or puri sabji or clothes, whatever. Most of the NGOs are headed by Gujarati communities, Marwaris, and of course there are many other communities which are heading. So we cannot see a future of Bengal without a unity of all the people together. If we need to grow, we have to stand together, and definitely Marwaris are genetically entrepreneurs. একটা কথা আছে কি ওরা কেন ফুটবল আর হকি খেলে না, because if Marwaris get a corner, they will put a mithai shop there. They are such entrepreneurs. So it was very nice to hear you and Snigdha ma'am speak on such a relevant topic, because if we want a good future for Bengal, we need people to grow together, come together, and they should all. So thank you so much for being with us today, and thank you for the Save Bengal platform for giving us this opportunity to come together and speak on this. Thank you so much.
Thank you.